Hello, everyone. This is DJ April Showers, and I want to welcome you to my YouTube show. I have a special guest, Robert Keller, and we will be talking about the lynching of black men. But first, I want to share some videos. Okay, hello, everyone. I am so glad to have everyone here so far. Glad to have Steve Gilmore Sheet we here and B Sparrow Talk. I'm going to share the show, and today's show is sponsored by Involved Inc. I need to share this screen. Hold on. So these people right here are people that I know that are nice people that are sharing their life stories. They're Involved Inc. And so we have author Teresa Collins. And they are also on the network, author Terrence Patillo and Miss Teresa's son. So their mission is to help individuals become grounded in life. Their programs and services that they offer to help clients acquire skills necessary to overcome debilitating, stagnant memories associated with their past so they can flourish emotionally and live stable, productive lives. So if you can go to this website, they sell items and books and check them out. Okay, so in other news, woo-wee, it's been a lot. It's been a lot.
I think you still got that banner up, Mr. April.
Huh?
You still got that banner up, unless you want to leave it up. I
Okay,
don't know,
now let me remove it.
because it was
Yeah, let me
blocking some
remove
of
it.
those people
Mm-hmm.
you were showing.
Hold on. Big Tim, thanks for being here. Big Tim loves this United States of America. What I'm gonna tell you, Big Tim, these shootings. So I have my co-host today, who is Mr. Robert Keller, and he was somewhat frustrated today
somewhat.
Yeah, he was a little upset. So, did you want to go ahead and talk about what you were just a little upset because you don't really get too upset? Hey, Johnny, thanks for coming. Tim, thanks for the referral. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to mute my mic and Mr. Keller will explain to people what he was just a little upset about, and I'm going to share the show. Mute. Mike is on mute. Go ahead, Keller.
All right. Well, first of all, I'm sure you're all aware of the mass shooting that happened in Highland Park. Um, so I woke up yesterday and I got a call about it. Um, I didn't really hear about it until a couple hours after it happened. So I started to get more and more details about the mass shooting. Uh, then I also hear about the guy in Ohio um, um, that was shot over 60 times, over 60 times. And the same thing with that. I heard about it, and slowly but surely, I'm getting more and more information. And although both, I don't condone, anyone shooting at anybody, um, you know, but but we're looking at two different outcomes. Where what frustrated me was, and I was, when I was talking to Miss April earlier, was we have one guy, the black guy in Ohio. Let me get his name. We'll call him the black guy. Hold on. What was his name, Miss April? Akron. Miss April. Hold on. Let me get his name. Um, 1 second. Jayland Walker. Jayland Walker was the guy in Ohio. Um, so he ran from the police in a different city. He got pulled over a traffic stop. Ran from the police. They chased him outside the city, uh, outside of the city limits. Then they stopped chasing him. He went home to live to see another day. Did get in another city. They didn't stop chasing him. They kept chasing him. And at first when I heard about it, I think my mother was telling me about it, and I was saying that okay, he shot at the police, and them shooting at him is going to be justified. Then I found out that they shot at him. The coroner said he had over 60 wounds, over 60 wounds. Um, and then they deployed a taser first. So if you deployed a taser first, they did miss. I think they deployed a taser twice, and they missed. So if you deployed a taser first, where did the level of threat increase to lethal now? That's what I'm not understanding. They said that he turned around in a uh, gunman stance. Later to find out that he didn't have a gun on him. He had his gun. He had a gun in the car, but he didn't have a gun on him. So where's the gun? Um, and then you had the incident in Highland. He killed 7 people, wounded over 30. Was at large for 8 hours. They caught him, chased him down with a small pursuit in his mom's car with no incident, not a scratch on him. You have a guy that had a high-powered assault rifle and terrorizing the whole city. These people, 4th of July, would never be the same after yesterday. Never be the same ever again. Um, and they was able to, and I'm not saying that the police should have killed him. I didn't want them to kill him. I want him to, go to court and and do the whole process. But we have, one guy. Although he shot, they claim that he shot at the police. And then you have another guy who actually shot at a crowd of people, killed, wounded, with no incident. That's the part that frustrates me, um, because we see this too often. We had the same situation with the guy that shot up the church. They took him go get a cheeseburger. Took him go get a cheeseburger. But when it comes to black people, that's an automatic. And 60 times. That's savagery. Over 60 times. That's just complete savage. One police officer emptied his clip and reloaded and began to empty the second clip. At one point, I want to I would love to know uh, how many times was he shot when he was on the ground. Then they a dead body, handcuffed the dead body, and tried to I don't know what they tried to do at this point. I don't know if they thought they can revive him, but they handcuffed the dead body. They try to do some medical reviving or whatever they I don't know what they thought they was going to do after he got shot over 60 times. But Miss April, what's your thoughts on it?
Well, 60 times, that's
Over
over
60 times.
60 times, that's over.
Over 60 wounds. They say it was 90 shots.
Yeah.
But the coroner said over 60 wounds in his body.
So, my thing is, what, like, this was a human being. This wasn't target practice. Why would you shoot anybody that many times? They don't even shoot deers that many times.
Exactly. He got treated less than an animal.
Yeah. It's so sad.
So they ride in the streets of Ohio. There's a curfew in place. They canceled the 4th of July because there was a riot. And now they tearing up stores now. It's like deja vu.
Yeah, like how long? How long?
Every year is something.
Every year? You mean every month? Every week? No.
Yeah.
I was looking at Good Morning America, and the lady was saying, like, she will never be able, and this is talking about the mass shooting in Hyde Park, Illinois.
Right.
Her kids are going to be traumatized.
Messed up day 4 for the rest of their life.
At a parade.
Exactly.
Can you imagine how these kids, people that was there, will be messed up for the rest of their lives?
And you know what?
Officers in Ohio, they should all be fired. And I'm so sick of when this type of stuff happens. that these people are able to be placed on administrative leave with pay. If it was a person of our color, we will be fired and then investigated.
I believe the chief said that it was what they did was um, consistent with protocol in their training. If that's the protocol and training, then you need some new training and new protocol.
Training is to shoot that many times?
The chief said that what happened was not outside of their training and protocol.
So they're
So,
training people to shoot human beings over.
well, they're going to try to justify, say he was a threat. Now they're going to have to show us this threat because you can't go off of what they say. There's plenty of times where the initial report says something, and once the cameras finally come out and the investigation comes out, it's completely opposite than that report, which I'm pretty sure is going to be because I didn't know that they chased him less than 24 hours before in another city. They said it got up to 50 miles an hour, and then they stopped pursuit once it got too dangerous. And when they chased him down and killed him. Target practice.
Yeah, they hunted him down.
Traffic stop. Traffic stop.
Okay, you got some comments. You want to read them? Check them out.
Shooting in Texas. What you talking about, Big Tim? What you got on the screen?
Yeah, Big Tim. I'm a poster.
Okay. Shooting in Texas state could have been save a lot more kids. Hold on, wait a minute. Shooting in Texas state could have saved a lot more kids. They waited an hour before going in. Oh, you talking about the
Yeah. He's talking about the Texas shooting.
Yeah.
With the kids. That's why you say something every year. I'm like, every year? You mean every month, every week? Then
Right.
This is what they're saying about the guy in Highland Park. That he was dressed in women's clothing.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Okay, now look at this. This is about the Ohio. They're trying to say that he had a ski mask on in Ohio.
Okay. They said the guy got out with a ski mask on and started running. That don't even sound right. Why would you run when you used to run about 12 cops? Exactly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then here's another
the building.
comment. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So they claim he had a handgun. So he did have a handgun in his car, not on him. They said he turned around and the gunman stands. The video I saw, he was running from him. So that right there is not consistent with what we're seeing. They have to justify, and they train to do this. Where he was a threat, he turned to reach for his hand, his waistband. I'm not seeing that in the video so far that I've seen. The initial traffic stop, somehow the footage for that is non-existent.
Okay, this is what I'm having a problem with. Cause see now they done just put, breaking news on TV, the parade shooting investigation update. Okay, Why is it taking so long? Like, this dude killed all of these people. Charge him with murder, capital murder, death
Oh yeah,
penalty.
he's going to get charged.
Why do they, I'm sick of this. They got to do this big investigation on these people when they have shot and killed. But thank God they didn't take him to McDonald's or Burger King.
well, they have to do their
This the
investigation.
shooter in Highland Park, Illinois. It's a shame. Like, we got to say what we talking about because so much has happened in the past couple of days. So we had the shooting in Highland Park. We had a mass shooting, like 6 dead, 24 injured. The guy was on the rooftop. People went for a 4th of July for a nice parade and floats. So these people are going to be messed up for the rest of their lives. Kids are getting ready to have childhood trauma. So we don't know how they're going to turn out. That is crazy.
And that's a big Highland Park. I wonder if they're going to do it next year because that parade in Highland Park it's a big thing for 4th of July. You
It's
have
a big
people
thing because that's an affluent neighborhood.
who go out like night before and set up their chairs and if you every year like before the parade, like if you're going on the 3rd and you drive through Highland Park where the parade is going to be, you're going
Hmm.
to see like lawn chairs set up like the night before, getting ready for it. There's something that they look for every year, and they didn't mess that up.
But why is it taking so long to charge this kid? If
Oh,
if they were my color, hell, they would have been charged and booked last night.
he's going to
That's
get.
just how I personally feel.
I know he's going to get charged accordingly. I don't dispute that. But what I do dispute, going back to Ohio, is why they ain't getting charged.
Right? Why these police
Why they not
officers
getting charged?
have
I
not
mean,
gotten charged?
I don't think.
So you know what? Maybe I need to catch a bus down there and help them riot the place.
Oh yeah, they tearing it up right now. They tearing the
Burn
city.
that whole town down. Burn it
I
down.
don't say that. Protest in peace.
Oh
You don't
yeah.
have to burn.
Oh yeah. Let
You
me
don't have
not
to burn the
say
city
that.
down.
Ooh. Okay.
But when you
Don't burn
protest,
the town down. Burn Hollywood. Burn Public Enemy had that type of song. So I was just trying to imitate them. Please do not come to my door. Don't nobody go. Oh my God! I just remembered. Lord have mercy. The comment that I just made. Please strike that from the record. Don't. No, I can go. I ain't going no damn where. My back hurt. I got elbow. I was just talking. Oh Lord, please forgive me. Oh
oh
Jesus,
man.
please don't come to my door and
But
pick
no,
me up.
but listen though, but that's what come with it though. When you protest,
Right,
of course, looting and
right.
and and damage of property is going to come with that. Unfortunately, um, but yeah, man, that's who I want to get charged is the police officers, all of them, because I think I really think that they're going to get off. They're not going to get charged criminally. It's going to be interesting to the guy that reloaded his gun. Like I need his explanation on why he emptied the clip, put another one in, and continued to shoot. I would love to hear his explanation behind that. Also, I would love to hear the explanation on you went from a taser, non-lethal, to lethal. What transpired? What happened that made you make that decision to go now lethal? Uh, Definitely civil. I see a civil case, easily won, but criminally, I think they're going to get off.
Now we're gonna look at just exactly what they are saying They're
Mhm.
saying that he was wearing the ski mask. He
Okay,
exits
what?
the vehicle
Mhm.
right where I'm highlighting it at. They said he was wearing a ski mask,
Mhm.
exits the vehicle,
Mhm.
and begin to flee on foot.
So that warrants death sentences. Is
So
there
then,
does that warrant a death sentence?
no, no. So then you might want to read what I've highlighted. They said the chase was brief and footage appears to show a number of officers pursuing Mr. Walker, weapons drawn into a nearby parking lot while shouting at him. Police officers had initially deployed tasers but was unsuccessful, the police said. A few seconds later, the officers opened fire and Mr. Walker drops to the ground.
So that part right there, you deployed a taser, uh, you missed. But what made you go from non-lethal to lethal? What threat changed? Wait, now you got to go lethal now.
Right?
Uh, because and then they said it was a muzzle. They saw something when they was chasing him. It was a muzzle flash that was perceived to be him shooting. I don't know if he shot at them or just shot. Uh, somebody coming trying to come in. Miss April.
Somebody else. Hey, Sheet, we here. How are you? How are you, Sheet?
You're on mute.
I can't hear you. Oh, you gotta unmute your mic, Sheet. Okay. Okay, we talk now, Sheet. We can't hear you.
I try coming out, go out and come back in.
Go out and come back in, Sheet.
Uh, but yeah, it's crazy. Traffic
Yeah,
stop.
it's overkill. They shot. They shot Jayland Walker. They shot him down worse than they do an animal. 60 rounds. He comes in with his mic muted. Okay.
Can you hear me
She?
now? Can you
There
hear
you
me
go.
Yes.
now?
There you go.
Yes.
All right, cool. Yeah. And to say the least, I mean, it's even crazier that they pulled the tasers out and tased this guy before they started shooting him.
But they
So,
missed. They attempted to. Uh,
yeah, but that shows he wasn't even a threat to
exactly.
begin. Why would
Exactly.
you tase somebody that's a potential threat? You say he shot
Exactly.
at you on the highway. Why would you pull a taser out? That's already ready to shoot when you get out the car.
You
See,
made a good point. You made a good point.
the stories are not even adding up. And then let's say that the guy did have a gun on him when they were pursuing him and stuff like that. Why, when they took the pictures, the gun was in the car with the clip already, pulled out with a ring right there on the seat. So they looked,
Right.
they found a ring, they found his gun, and they pulled the clip out. The first thing they're gonna
Well,
do is check for, see if the gun was fired. And when,
all is going to come out in an investigation.
yep,
Uh, but yeah, he didn't. Yeah, he didn't have a gun on him. He did have one in the car. I don't know if it sound like he didn't have a conceal and carry, because if you don't have a conceal and carry and just a FOID card, you can have it in your car, but you can't have it loaded. So
yeah,
it sound like he just had it unloaded. Now, if he shot at them like they claim, it should be It should be
gunpowder all over the car.
it should be the clip should be in the gun.
Yeah, for one, if he shot in the car, the shell should be in the car. They should have gunpowder
The
all on the
residue.
dash from the residue.
Yep.
Yeah, all in the dash. So this is the thing. They're gonna have to get an independent investigator to come out there and swab that car because I guarantee you.
I don't think he did, but they did show something that they said that appeared to be a flash from a gun muzzle. Uh, uh, so I think what they're going to try to say is just that perception alone, because that's what they train to do. But
Yep.
you're right. You if he shot at you, you supposed to come out with your gun shooting. You're not going to shoot the taser first.
Yep. And
They shot the
then like
taser first, missed. I saw the video and it sounded like the 4th of July.
yep.
It's
It,
some.
it,
I was like, this is crazy.
And what I have highlighted now, they say the decision of whether to charge the officers involved with the crime will be determined by prosecutors. But charges have rarely been filed in similar cases of shootings involving the police. If a gun was fired during the chase, that fact could weigh heavily on the decision of whether to prosecute, and it could provide a measure of credibility to officers' claims that they were in danger.
Well,
that's always the justifiable thing to
that's
say an officer is in danger. But
right.
when it comes down to it, you know, you signed up for the job. You know that every time I had a friend down here in Atlanta, he got shot in the shoulder for walking up to a car just to tell the guy his tail light was out and he was speeding a little bit. The guy had warrants. The guy was scared. Shot him in the shoulder. He could at least, gave the guy his license and drove off real quick and caught a pursuit. Jumped out the car, did whatever. He literally, officer walked up to the car, shot him. He didn't know that the guy was going to do that. Every single time, those officers they run the risk, and I understand that. But to the point being, all this excessive stuff is getting out of hand.
That part.
Like literally. That's
That
That
that.
part.
The understanding that
over
somebody gets shot,
90,
yeah, the understanding that somebody's gonna get shot in a matter, friendly fire, mistakes and stuff like that. But the excessiveness, that's what peaks. Even like the guy who was doing the shooting out up there, in the same area, I think it's Ohio, where the guy was doing the shooting, shot like 30 some people or something like that
Illinois.
with a rifle.
Highland Park, Illinois.
Yeah, and that's the thing in Illinois. But the thing of it is, this guy was able to, get
Without
locked
incident.
up.
Without incident.
Yeah, and he has a gun, so he has the potential to shoot you. Same thing with the
He
guy who
already
shot the
killed
people at the
7
church, like you
people.
said.
Already killed 7 people, injured 30.
Yep.
now check this out. When things couldn't get any worse, do y'all know who Randy Cox is?
Who's that?
That's the black man who was thrown into the police van and they paralyzed him.
I heard about that. Snapped
Broke his
his neck.
neck.
Yeah.
Broke his neck.
Let me pull that up. His name Cox. Hold on, I'll show you in just a minute. That's when they couldn't get any work. So all of this stuff has been happening. Hold on. Within, a few days apart. So that's why I tell people, like, it's too much going on. This is too much.
And the crazy part too, in the community, and I might get kicked out. I might get, take my card away from me. But we rally against certain things that we should be should be actually combing in and being a community. We just don't. I mean, like that. I think I forgot
I'm getting ready to
where the area was.
show the video. I
Which
hope y'all
video?
can see the video.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we see it. Take the comment off.
Yeah, you might. Yeah, take the comment down.
Oh, okay.
That comment you got highlighted.
All right, hold on. Y'all got to bear with me now.
Just
Okay.
highlight another comment and then there you
Let's
go.
be. They say you doing good for 60. Okay. I took the comment. It should come out. Then the computer is running slow. It's so hot. Let me make sure I got the cooling thing on. Okay, so now we're just waiting on the video to show. Okay. There we go.
I mean, what happened though? Like he was sitting down, right?
No, they threw him in there.
I thought it appeared that he was already in there. That's crazy.
He was getting in and then they just threw him.
Now he paralyzed.
Yeah.
That's crazy. We really need someone. We really need somebody, and
Yeah,
these
because
eternal
this
affairs
is
is
going
not.
to be too much.
These eternal affairs
Too much. And
investigations is
so,
really not cutting it. But we really need someone to police the police.
isn't that something?
They got they got investigations with eternal affairs and shit, and they often coincide with whatever they say.
Mm-hmm.
They're on the same team. We need somebody that's not affiliated with the police to make sure they're doing everything the way that they're supposed to be doing it, and hold them
Okay, I got
responsible.
Chi, and together we
Yep.
break the chain. Thank y'all for coming up here. I'm going to
Okay.
mute my mic.
You're welcome. Oh, I just wanted to answer the question. What happened was allegedly the guy was drunk and they arrested him. So the Hispanic officer that was driving was supposed to seatbelt the gentleman in, and he was kicking on the door. So because he was kicking on the door while he was back there, the officer got pissed off and slammed on his brakes.
Okay,
And when he
because that's
slammed on his brakes, his head hit the front of the vehicle, the truck, and he became paralyzed. And he was telling him that I can't move and anything like that. But there was another video where they showed the officers actually throwing him in the cell after he was paralyzed. They thought that he was faking, but the paramedics did come and they took him to the hospital. He's had some surgeries and stuff.
they thought he was faking. Why don't you assess him? Why don't you get him assessed to make sure?
Well, they said that he was faking because I guess they felt that he was intoxicated, but he was saying, I can't move I can't feel anything. So if you have an injury, your muscles will still kind of spaz out a little bit. He said, well, I can see your arm moving. And the guy's like, I can't move, even though he had a broken neck. they just shoved him around, and you can see even our own black people were rough handling him, and I thought it was crazy.
You
Bruce,
have to
they,
come.
I mean, they get the badge and they go on a power trip.
Yeah, but you got to look at it like this: once you commit a crime, all of them look at you as streaming to be the victim. Like just about every officer, you could have done nothing wrong, but they assess you always. The whole thing of innocent until proven guilty, that's a lie.
I
You're
mean,
guilty until proven innocent.
at that point, even if he dead guilty, he don't deserve to. Doesn't he don't deserve to be treated like that. Even if they know you did it, and you they, I mean, if he's 100% guilty, that treatment is not called for.
We got more humane for dogs and cats and other animals than we do, to a degree, black human life at times. And even to a point, not even going into a racial thing, there are some areas white people get the same hand. It's just all about it's a poverty stricken mindset to a certain point. They pretty much judge and race bait us into each other. This whole thing of divide and conquer. You know, and sometimes it's all a mental game because you look at the officer that got 12 years for shooting a lady for trying to stab his partner with a knife. He was a black Muslim guy. But then you have right around the corner where someone did the exact same thing and they don't get no time. The white officer don't get no time. And it's to a point where the police coalition works to protect these officers so this won't happen to them to go to jail. Everything is all measured around you know, what you can prove to be accountable in a situation that your life is in danger. Every moment is a dangerous moment for an officer. So it's not one moment that an officer can't get off on any issue. But
Right.
then they take that spin and add another caveat to it. Like I
So
said, that black officer, he should have never got like his partner was literally almost about to get stabbed with a knife. If he didn't shoot, yeah, it was a 50. He might have died. He might have died. It might have been just an injury. But the whole point was that he shot that woman and killed her. He got 12 years. But then you have other officers that do the same thing. And it's more of a race bait thing now to the point, like I say, it's all about money and divide and conquer. The more we can keep this racial thing coming at each other, and then we're not looking at the biggest issue is a poverty stricken people who have is the have and the have nots. You don't see these every time you see a robbery in a predominant echelon area. Those police are heavy there. They're literally considering up in Atlanta. They have this one area that get hit so many times in houses or cars getting stolen. They're trying to start another police precinct within the precinct. Back like how the Panthers were roaming the streets, and I mean, it was justified then because that's why they had once again dismantled that. Because you looking at the Panthers, police in the police.
right.
It got justified to the point where we got to get them on drugs. We got to tie this whole racial narrative to break this whole thing and dismantle the group. Because if these guys work together, strength in numbers, they can take us down. And the party was going strong, even to the point where you had two different parties of the same cause for their people, and it got dismantled because of the jealousy and envy towards each other and the back and forth versus, hey man, we need to work together. It's that's our biggest strength that hurts a lot of other, you know, when they start looking at the black race.
What do you think about
Dang, I got a call.
um, high-powered rifles, assault rifles? You think they should be available for purchase in light of the mass shootings that's going on? How do you feel about the selling of high-powered rifles?
I don't feel like those high-powered rifles should be sold at all. That's what they use in the military. I mean, or maybe people under the age of 30 or 40 don't deserve to carry them. But to think that an 18-year-old can go buy such a weapon at 18, but they can't drink until they're
Right.
21, but you can go buy a weapon to kill a whole bunch of people. Make that make sense. You could go buy, okay, and you can ask She the question. She, oh, he always comes in with his mic. Okay, there you go. She,
I'm here.
What's your
okay,
take on it?
okay, Mr. Keller, you can ask him the question.
Oh, what I was saying that is in light of all these um, mass shootings that's going on, what's your take on the selling of high-powered rifles, assault rifles?
Well, the thing of it is, it's never gonna change. To a point, you got to look at it like this: those rifles are gonna always get sold because it's big business.
Right.
You know, they rifles are always been. I mean, since the induction when they first came out, from they're gonna always be in high demand. Even the craziest of things, like I got rifles, but the point of it is, my thing is, if everybody else has those type of guns and certain people don't, they're the ones with the advantage. Just like that guy was up in Arizona, how he bust out from that window and like had tons of more ammo and stuff, and like literally this guy could take down a village. They had one guy they found, he had so many guns and like three or four um freaking not sheds, but garage, when he had a storage unit. He had a storage unit with all this stuff. And people collect these guns. I mean, they're never gonna go down. I mean, you got too many people back in the lobbies. The politicians are getting too much money in their pocket to try to keep these guns afloat on the street. I mean, only thing they could do is make certain laws to prevent it, but you could never. I mean, even with that situation, people will do something else more drastic. Look at the guy Timothy McVeigh down here when he did a pipe bomb or whatever and
Yeah, that's
and
true.
blew up
That's
some
true.
stuff. So even with handguns, I mean, let's say the least they
I-
take them guns down, then they just gonna get handguns with extended clips. So
But
it's
I
it's
don't think
never
the
gonna be
handgun
different.
have the range. I don't think he would be able to sit up in the window and let off on everybody with a handgun. Like
Yeah.
I don't think he would be able to do as much damage before the police would be able to retaliate.
Yeah, but the point of it is, if you take a handgun in a crowd, take for instance the guy that shot up in Buffalo
Right.
with that
It's
assault
true.
rifle. He was close enough to, even if he had a handgun, he could have just about killed everybody in there with the same handgun instead of that assault rifle. It
Yeah,
just
you're right.
the
You're right.
recoil was faster and it was able to shoot more faster and accurate than a handgun. So either way it go, handguns, rifles, anything, the gun laws are so loose. I mean, even to the point where like Canada, they say they have more stabbings than they have gun violence because it's harder to get a gun up there. And even with them being harder to get a gun, it's just gonna make it a situation where people are gonna do other stuff. Like they have like mass shooters down here, but they have like people who just go on a rampage, just stabbing people, just run around the city stabbing people every so you have a stabbing here, a stabbing there. It's the same thing. The mentality of the people ain't gonna change. You
Yeah.
know, you have someone that wants to be a vigilante or a copycat. This situation is gonna always pass. So whether we have guns or not, because I was looking at this thing when they changed the law in Georgia, and the guy was speaking on, you know, a guy was saying that, well, Now that they have the law so loosely, that criminals are going to be walking around with their guns because you don't have to have a permit. But the guy was saying this giving the common person an advantage because criminals are always walking around with guns,
They're
whether
gonna
the
always
law
have
permits it or not.
rather exactly,
Yeah. So
exactly.
for the average person, they're having the upper edge to actually carry a gun. It sets a standard, like most of the time they say about Texas. Everybody has a gun in Texas. So to the point, you'll be less hostile knowing that someone has a gun or potentially could have a gun. You want to try or do certain things, even to the point people do it anyway and they protect their own outcome. But like it's crazy. It's
Man,
the mentality of that person.
I remember when I was in school, we had fire drills, tornado drills. I think that's it. I think if you're on the West Coast, you have a earthquake drill. Now in schools, they got active shooter drills.
Right.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Mhm. So do you think like I mean and again we do know it's the people that are using the guns. It's not the guns, but the people using the guns. And you can never tell who's got a problem. I mean, that's like giving people driver's license. You don't know who's gonna get a DUI. So, can you guys think of any solutions? Anything that can help uh, these kids from getting guns? Because if you look at it, most of these shooters have been young kids. Like, what's going on? Is it mental health, anger, racism, all in
I
one?
think they need to do a study like on everybody they have so far. Evaluate them and see like, okay, what's going on with you mentally.
Trust me, they have. They know. I mean, considering that I heard this guy to say it, I mean, to a degree, I don't really want to put the onus on the parents, but they have to have some responsibility to it, to the point where if your child goes on a mass shooting spree and it's your gun, it's kind of your fault. You know, I mean, to have the access that easily, and some parents they kind of do that just in case, like in rural areas.
Well, I think when it comes down to if it's the parents, um, if it's their gun and they was able to get access to it, but he was over 21, he was able to buy and purchase gun and ammunition.
Yeah. And then that goes back to the law stating the mental health of these
Yeah.
people, because a lot of times people who are mentally challenged, they don't go seek help because they know certain things will prevent
Ooh,
them from having guns and stuff like
ooh.
that. So they
So,
self
do you think
medicate.
like mentally some mental issues? Do you think it was there before this happened that never got addressed?
Yeah, 9 times out of 10, a lot of stuff I always show, but it just not never, you know, addressed because where it's gonna put you. You're gonna get in a certain category. That's even like what people have in situations at their job when they go on those sprees. Most of the people at those jobs be like, we knew this was gonna happen when this happened or the person did this. So 9 times out of 10, something is gonna generally happen, but you kind of just push it to the side. Oh, he's a good guy, nothing's going wrong. And then he just tell you don't come to work the next day. You think none of it, then that happens. You know, most people get pushed to the edge. That's what I be saying. Like in situations, and even with the gender war stuff, that men and women, and you'll have a woman hit a man, and a man goes and knock the woman out, and the first thing they say is that man should have never hit that woman and knocked her out. He's a man. He should be able to take it. But then the first rule of thumb that we always learned as a kid: keep your hands to yourself. That situation would have never happened if that situation. It's
Yeah,
always a cause and effect.
you're
Like
right.
me and my wife, I talked to her, and I seen a situation where a guy took the life of his kid and his girl. And not saying the least that he should have done it, but like I'm like, what is the underlying cause for a man to just do that? He just wake up one day and snap. Now you have those violent people that make those attempts, but then you have those people that just literally snap. Something triggers it. And if you can say the least that, oh man, this guy was crazy and psychotic. You knew all this before you dealt with that guy. So why was it so easy for you to maintain a relationship with a person that was like that? Well, he changed over time. Well, when the person changed, you change.
I
Most
think
people
the
tend,
parents have came out and said they had no clue.
yeah,
Um, that there's no signs or anything that he would go out and do something like this. And I also think his father ran for government. I know he was heavily involved in politics. I want to say he ran for governor or something.
honestly speaking, nobody's gonna come out and say that their kid had issues after something like that happens, because then you're gonna be pointing the finger like you could have did something about it. Honestly speaking, if
Uh,
if my child had an issue and they did something heinous as that, the first thing I would say, basically like everybody else, was a good kid. I never seen this coming. So all the time you can think about every little situation where he would get in trouble, he would get real angry, go in his room and slam his door to the point where, he would curse people out and you reprimand the situation and he just got worse and worse over time. All you try to
right.
do is put shelter and cover over him. And
Your audio is
Yeah, your
messing up.
audio is going out.
Um,
See, I'm gonna tell you how I'm feeling right now. Mm, I'm feeling like there's some type of bad force out there. You know, um, and and to me, I like to go out, but
exactly.
now I'm terrified. To go out with crowds now. I mean, I mean, you might get killed in the grocery store, parade, anywhere.
Right.
Then I look at the guy,
You can't go grocery shopping.
right,
You can't go to
Randy Cox.
church. You can't go to
Randy Cox.
school.
Now he was at a party. Okay, so they called because he was a little drunk or whatever. So me, like, if I was somewhere, like at a function, and somebody was so drunk and they called the police. Well, now I'm scared to call the police because I don't know. Hell, if the police go kill him, can you imagine how those people are feeling that called the police and said he had a gun, and then they just threw him in the back of that van, sped off, broken. The man went flying, and he's now paralyzed. So all of these people are going to have mental issues now. I mean, they're going to have something on them. The kids that was at the parades, even the adults. So now we got people whose minds are going to be messed up, Keller. And
Oh
she,
yeah, I know. I know.
it's awful. That some people, some kids ain't never going to recover from this. So
Uh,
that's my take. I mean, this is
and
what
and when
we
and
are causing more problems. We are making mental illness. We are causing people to be crazy because they're looking at mass shootings. People are having anxiety issues now. They're terrified to go out. They don't know if they're going to be shot and killed. They don't witness this killing, this shooting.
and when the guy was at large for I think I said 8 hours he was at large. Um, I said, man, I hope they don't kill him. You know, I really didn't want them to kill. I really want him to suffer in jail. I think that's the coward way out. But it's just it's no. I mean, it's clear on why. You know, when it comes to black and white, they can get arrested without incident,
Yeah.
and black and brown, they're gonna have to get. They're gonna have to go in a body bag on a traffic stop.
Yeah, I mean, one of
And
the
and
crazy.
and you know, when you say that to people, you know, this is the reality.
It's
I'm sorry.
self-explanatory. You know, it's
You know, we're
self-explanatory.
not racist people here. Like, I'm not
And I know,
racist.
right?
We're not racist people. We're just calling it the way we see it.
I don't even have to go to the police chief and say why, when this white guy kill and injure multiple people in the crowd, he get arrested with no incident, and when this guy run from a police traffic stop, he leave in the body bag. I don't need his answer for that because it's self-explanatory.
Remember,
Um,
remember the dude in New York that got shot same amount of times for pulling out his wallet, asked him for his ID up in New
yep,
York, pulled out
and
his wallet, got shot same number of times. A group of and later I found out it was a mistaken identity. They was at the wrong place trying to get somebody else. Mistaken identity. Same thing in Atlanta down here. They shot up this older lady coming in her house. Police kicks in the door. She got a gun. You know, they come kicking in the door. She know that they kicked in her door. She started shooting back. They shoot at her and kill her. Then they want to take one guy from the neighborhood. Yeah, yeah. Tell them that you told us it was drugs there so we can cover us. And went to court. That guy was like, man, they paying me to do that. I can't even do that to that family. That lady's a good woman.
they
What
have
happened
in
to those officers?
they have in Chicago now where because it have led to many situations like what happened in Ohio. In Chicago now, and they need to implement this in every city. Uh, if someone flee on a traffic stop, they can't chase you.
Yeah.
Petty crimes, it will have to be something egregious for them to go on a pursuit. But you know, regular traffic stops and they flee or run, they can no longer pursue them.
And it's like they got your information. Like, where you gonna go? Home? Exactly.
And that's what happened with the guy in Ohio. And another city, they didn't pursue him. He came up again, and what? Was it Akron, Ohio?
Yeah.
They came up. They got him. They got him from fleeing. They got him for fleeing and tail light out. Uh, and they got him in Akron. This time they kept pursuing him and hunted him down and killed him. But they need to implement that in every city. These petty crimes, traffic stops. You know, get the information and you catch them when they catch them. You don't have to endanger everybody.
So did the guy at least have a record?
I say, I
I
mean,
don't
this
think
is
he
too
did.
much. This is
I don't
too
think he
much.
did.
To come on the TV, I gotta know that the police done threw a black man in the van and he's paralyzed. The the police that shot a man, 90,
Oh,
90 bullets was fired. 60 went into this man, you know.
and,
I,
and
Then you can't go to a parade now.
I wanted
You
to
know,
say
I'm
something about that.
sitting there thinking, I was, like the Bud Billiken parade. Hell, I'm not going. I'm not going to the Bud Billiken parade this year. I'm not going.
Buffalo shooting. You
I
know,
don't
the
want to
Buffalo
go to
shooting.
a parade now. What's your thoughts on that, Keller?
your audio is messing up again.
My
Yeah, I'm in a
audio?
bad area.
All right, there you
Oh,
go. You clear now.
oh, okay. Yeah. Like, I
Like
mean,
I'm like different drop zones where I'm at. But
Okay,
that Buffalo shooting, did y'all know, huh?
I'm listening. Right.
That Buffalo shooting. You know what that main issue was about when you really did the paperwork. The officer, he was retired from the military. If you look into him, then you'll actually know what that whole shooting was about.
You talk about in a grocery store?
Yep, that's what the whole shooting was about. That officer. It wasn't
Mm.
about nobody. To an extent, it's like almost to me, I'm looking at it like a casualty of war thing, but mainly it was about that officer.
Man.
Hey, I'm just gonna say the least, because if you look into it, he was coming out with a water powered car. Last time somebody came out with a water powered car, it was two attempts on his life. The first one they shot him and then killed him, and then the second attempt they poisoned. He already had a patent for the car to be released. He was talking to different motor companies, and he was also talking to Shark Tank, but he never made it to Shark Tank.
Oh, you talking about the hydrogen
Yep,
power car?
yep.
Man.
Hey, I
If
mean,
they if they don't charge these officers, if they come back and report that, after the investigation they're not going to get charged, I think we're going to see rioting again, rioting and
In
protesting.
Akron, Ohio?
Right.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
think we're going to see protest and riot across the country again.
Yes. Yeah. Especially with the amount of bullets. You know.
I don't see
That,
no justification in that shit. None.
there can't be any
None.
justification. That was overkill.
Because we got
Like,
too many comparisons. We have too many comparison on, you know, people getting arrested without any type of with a scratch on them. Why this person? You will have to explain, and they can't without being brutally honest. Explain this person go to jail without incident, and this person go to jail in the body bag.
okay,
The
good.
only way they can explain that is to say because he's a nigga, and they not going to say that.
Right. Hey, TY, Black Girl Beauty, Just V. Big Tim had to leave us, Miss T. I want to thank everybody for coming in, supporting me. Beauty tips, wellness with Frugal Moms. I'm dropping everybody links that came into the show. Can you guys please subscribe to their channels? We are trying to help people grow their channels. Um, Hunting and stuff with J and J. You know, thank you all for coming in. Just wanted to say that. But yes, um, Akron, Ohio, you will have to do something
Got to,
with these police officers.
got to hold them accountable. And you know what? I am seeing. I'm at this point. I'm slightly hopeful because I am seeing. If I go back to if I go back to Floyd, you know, where I'm seeing like they are, he did somewhat. I think he should have got more time, but they did, prosecute him. So when I see stuff like that, I'm just slightly hopeful. But time will see.
Yeah. And Reese from Philly dropped in too. Yeah, and Steve, you said, I really don't want to talk about this no more, but we got to talk about it. Because you know what? Tomorrow, tomorrow, the next week, I mean, shoot, now it's like, what, once a week now. Kelly talking about this happen every year. Shoot. and we done seen stuff in a whole week's time. Hey, R. Kelly, Appeal TV. Again, I want y'all to know that this show, hold on, is sponsored
Check
by
that.
my friends in Joliet, Illinois, and this is their website. I need you to go to their website. These are very good friends of mine. They sponsor. This is this. So they are sponsoring this. If you can see it, it's involvedinc.org.
Take the comment
I
down so we can
need
see
you.
everything.
So I need you guys to check them out if you can. I need you to check out this website and check them out. Mm-hmm.
All right, Miss April, I got my niece over here and she's hungry, so
Okay.
I'll get her something to eat.
Yeah. Hey, yeah, that's fine.
All right,
I'll stay
y'all.
on here. If anybody wants to come up and give their input, thank you, Keller, for dropping in. We can continue on, or I can end the show. But I'm like you, uh, Steve Gilmore. There is a bad spirit out here, and it's so much darkness. I think we lack morals and values now. Uh, I think these kids are out of control now. The kids have too many rights. Uh, you got kids damn nearly trying to run the homes now, and so that's how I feel about what's going on. And you're right. There is a spirit in this atmosphere. It's a bad spirit. And that's what I tell people. You gotta watch. Watch who you around and watch who you connect with. Because I don't want these evil spirits on me. And that's, they were laughing at me last night. I was in Larry's show and he said, well, go in some of these people's shows. I said, for what? I put blessing on my computer and my phone. I'm trying to keep evil spirits away. I'm not trying to go around none of them bad demonic spirits. I don't want them attaching on to me. I ain't never been a nosy person. Information will come to you anyway. I ain't got to go nowhere searching. Mm-mm. Yeah. So again, everybody, if anybody wants to come up, I'll wait a few minutes. Um, if anybody wants to come up and give their opinion on these shootings, the mass shootings, then we got police officers that had did an overkill on Jayland Walker in Akron, Ohio. We have a lot of things going on. I mean, this guy, Mr. Jayland Walker, the police officers shot at him. There were 90 bullets, and they're saying 60 of those bullets hit Mr. Jayland Walker. That was overkill. A dog. They don't even kill a deer. They don't shoot a deer that many times. Highland Park, Illinois. People went to a parade yesterday with their children. We had a shooter. a young kid with an assault rifle. We know it's not the guns, but the people that's carrying the guns. Back to the police officers again. You know, they threw Mr. Randy Cox into a vehicle. They did not fasten his seat belt. They pressed on the brakes. Mr. Mr. Cox went flying, hit the back door. Now he has a broken neck. So we have two police crimes, and another mass shooting. And so, if they don't do anything about this, we will see another George Floyd. He was working on a car that runs on water. Oh wow! Now, what case is this, Mr. Gilmore? And so I would like for everyone, I've got to put everyone's links in the chat that have come through over here on the April Showers show. Um, I support everybody. I'm not biased. I share everybody's shows. Um, whatever your shows are, whether I'm for or against, I still share your shows. I want all of us to make it. I respect everyone's viewpoints, so I share everyone's shows. And so that's what I do over here. Hey, Sheed, we here. So, yeah, that's what I do over here. Yeah. And so, if nobody else wants to come up, I just shared another YouTube channel. I'm going to give people a few minutes to, I need you to subscribe to those channels, my channels. I need you to press that like button, share and subscribe to everyone that's in this chat whose links I dropped. Oh, wait a minute. I got to find Bruce. And I thank people that took time out of their schedules to join little old me, Miss Darlene April from Joliet, Illinois, who just wants to get information out, need people to talk to, find some like-minded people. I don't like the direction that the world is going to. I need it to turn back around. I feel like it's some evil, demonic, real bad spirits out there now. There always has been. Uh, but I'm tired of police killing black people and an overkill, stupid stuff. just throwing us into a freaking the back of a paddy wagon, not handcuffing, and here a man is paralyzed. You know, you overkill. Shot, you let off 90 bullets for a man. Like, oh my God, are you serious? It's terrible. Terrible. And again, I need you guys. I'm going to share uh, this organization. On the screen, I have on there, I need you guys to check them out. It's involvedinc.org. I need you to check them out. I went to school with Teresa, and I've always admired her. She was always quiet, sort of stayed to herself, but she produced a play, and I went to her play. Teresa has written several books. Author Terrence Patillo has written books, and her son, he's a great speaker and motivator. I've got to find out more information about him, but I need you guys to check them out. Hold on. They are doing positive things. When you've been abused, uh, and this would be, women that have been abused. Miss Teresa Collins is telling her story. She is trying to help women heal, because I am praying for the recent victims, and yes, they are victims because Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly was found guilty. So they are victims now. I am praying for everyone involved in this situation. And so it would be nice, maybe one day, I got to get Teresa back on the show. And I got to get Author Terrence Patillo. And then I've got to get her son on here too. So these are people that have went through, that are not scared to tell their stories. I can remember being down and out and just running through something on YouTube where it says, please don't kill yourself today. And it sort of scared me. Because, of course, when you go through depression, some people have suicidal thoughts. So just know, to my listeners, that there are people out here that care about you. There are organizations that will help you. And the information will remain anonymous. And so please seek some help if you're going through. And I want to thank you all for joining me today in the show. Um, so we will see if the police officers that killed Jayland Walker are charged, and we will also see if the officers and the drivers will be charged, how they're going to handle this Mr. Cox situation. I want to tell everyone to please be safe out there. Be aware of your surroundings. Keep God or your higher power first in your life. When we go out, we need to pray the blood of Jesus over ourselves when we leave our homes and even when we're in our homes. Because some can fly in my window right now. So, me, little old me, I believe that prayer is much needed now. This is April Showers. Since no one has joined the panel to further this show, I am going to end this show. And thank you for joining little old me today. Thank you. And please like, share, and subscribe to the channels I've listed in the chat and to my YouTube channel. I want us all to make it. I don't have a jealous bone in my body. I want every person that came into my chat today, I want them to make it. I want them to reach their goals of 1K subscribers or 4,000 watch hours so their channels can be monetized. I want everyone to be able to benefit and get the monetary gains. It's enough money for everyone to go around. Everyone have a great day. Your host, April Showers. I'm out.